It's April 15th, JLD here, and welcome to MSTR Today. In this show, we're talking about how Saylor bought the dip. Everybody's always saying, why didn't Saylor just wait just a couple days before he bought? Well, listen, Saylor will be buying the top forever. Just believe that, understand that. But in this most recent purchase, he did snack some Bitcoin at 82,000. It's a little bit higher now, so he bought the dip. Also, we're talking about how Strategy owns more Bitcoin than every government combined. Literally, every government combined has less Bitcoin than just Strategy. I mean, what an amazing company Michael Saylor has built here. We talk about how the Prime Minister of Bhutan says every nation should be mining Bitcoin. We also get a deep dive into the White House's outlook when it comes to Bitcoin, the strategic reserve for Bitcoin, digital assets as a whole. I have two epic video clips you are not going to want to miss. This video is not financial advice, but please do comment below. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what you're thinking. Just comment for support. Your comments mean the world. And let's dive in. Okay, today's first post is that Michael Saylor and MSTR has acquired 3,459 Bitcoin for 285.8 million at an average 82,618 per Bitcoin, and has achieved a Bitcoin yield of 11.4% year to date. Remember, their goal for the entire year is 15%. So as of 4/13/2025, Strategy holds 531,644 Bitcoin acquired for $35.92 billion at an average cost of $67,556 per Bitcoin. Go, Saylor, go. And Strategy Archive wants us to just be aware that now Saylor seems to be buying the dip. And here's just the stats of it in a kind of a more graphical format if you want to hit the pause button and check it out. And of course, I will post this tweet as well as everyone right below the show in the show notes page, right below this video. And now we're moving over to a post from Chris, who wants us to know that for the first time ever, Strategy owns more Bitcoin than all governments do. And we're talking combined. This is Strategy versus global government. Strategy has all the global governments have 529,705 total. This is all governments in the world combined. Just Strategy, just one company, just MSTR, just the company that you are a shareholder in owns 531,644 Bitcoin. Absolute insanity. I'm loving this on every level. Congratulations, MSTR. And I just don't think they're going to relinquish the lead anytime soon. Of course, if and when the United States starts getting their act together on the Bitcoin reserve and accumulating, we'll see. But of course, that'll be good for everybody, which is why this is just such an exciting game. And Chris wants us to know that with a total of 531,644 Bitcoin, Strategy is now 53% of the way to one Nakamoto. For every $1,000 that Bitcoin increases, Strategy's balance sheet increases by 531 million. Absolute insane stuff here. Oh man, I love this. So you look at the total Bitcoin treasury holdings, the percentage of the way to one Nakamoto, 53%. The average purchase price of Bitcoin is 67K. Bitcoin yield achieved this year 11.4, and the balance sheet going up 531 million for every $1,000 Bitcoin gain. Wow. The Bitcoin therapist says just in, Strategy has over $2 billion in MSTR ATM left to issue to buy Bitcoin. What happens when this runs out? Well, when this runs out, I think Brian's got it, a $42 billion ATM. Strategy's never going to stop. Saylor's never going to stop. MSTR is going to continue to issue shares, sell shares, ATM to acquire Bitcoin. If you don't like that, there are other investments out there. If you love it like me because your Bitcoin yield is going up, because your Bitcoin gain is going up, because the company that you own shares in is just getting a bigger piece of the 21 million Bitcoin that exist out there, then you invest, then you hold, then you acquire. The Bitcoin Archive says every government, well, actually, it's not the Bitcoin Archive, but the Bitcoin Archive posts that every government should be mining Bitcoin, says Bhutan's Prime Minister Al Jazeera. It's a simple choice that's earned billions of dollars. Mining makes tremendous sense. So here you have a prime minister just saying Bitcoin mining makes tremendous sense. First, it's slow, and then it's sudden. This is the world that we live in right now. Brian wants us to know that the best strategies are often the simplest. Buy Bitcoin. And this is in response to Pierre Rochard's post of Saylor built a big following by buying Bitcoin. How did he build such a big following? By buying Bitcoin. How can we build a following? By buying Bitcoin. What can we do? Buy Bitcoin. This is what we are talking about. Bitcoin treasury companies. This is the process and the path to follow. And then I wanted to share this post by Michael Saylor here. This is the White House views on Bitcoin and digital assets. And this is a post from Anthony Pagliano. He says, I went to the White House to interview Bo Hines, and my son's name's Bo, so I love that, about the administration's crypto plans. We talked about the U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve, stablecoins, regulation, how decisions are being made, gold, tariffs, law enforcement, motivational aspect inside the Trump admin, biggest surprises so far, and what Bo is looking forward to. Enjoy. And of course, I'll post this in the show notes below for you to click on any one that you want to consume: YouTube, Spotify, Apple. You can see all these really well done timestamps. And then it's just Anthony and Bo having a conversation. I'll tell you, I have a 75-pound golden doodle. His name is Gus. I know there's actually a viewer out there who has a golden doodle named Gus as well, which is pretty cool. But on my 3-mile, 1-hour walk with Gus this morning, I listened to this entire interview, this entire conversation, and it was awesome. I loved it. I highly recommend it. And I have 2 great video clips coming up as soon as we get back from thanking our sponsors. So check it out. I know we're all looking to stack more Bitcoin and MSTR, and to do that, we need more fiat. So let's chat about our sponsor, ShipStation. We all know the market can seem pretty chaotic at times, but if you're in charge of order fulfillment for your business, you already understand chaos. While we might not be able to help calm the chaos in the market, ShipStation is here to help when it comes to shipping and fulfillment. I've used ShipStation to easily automate shipping to customers around the globe. My favorite part about the platform, managing orders in one simple dashboard makes an otherwise massive task feel pretty darn simple. Plus, ShipStation not only integrates with the services and selling channels you already use, it's also the fastest, most affordable way to ship products to your customers. ShipStation hooks you up with discounts up to 88% off UPS, DHL Express, and USPS rates, and up to 90% off FedEx rates. Calm the chaos of order fulfillment with the shipping software that delivers. Switch to ShipStation today. Go to shipstation.com/MSTR to sign up for your free trial, or click the pinned comment below this video. That's shipstation.com/MSTR. And thank you for supporting our sponsors that allow myself and my team to continue to produce these daily videos for you for free. Now back to the show. How is it that some businesses just nail it when it comes to marketing and selling products? Think about brands like Heinz or Allbirds. Well, the truth is, an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business making selling, and for shoppers, buying simple. And for millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Shopify is the home of the #1 checkout on the planet, and they also have a not-so-secret, Shop Pay, which boosts conversions up to 50%. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. Want to grow your business? Then your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Just remember, businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Heinz and Allbirds use. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/MSTR, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/MSTR to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/MSTR.
There has been this saying that if you have things that are liquid and you need to give it up, then you would sell, but you did not see liquid selling of Bitcoin as drastically this time around.
I think it's held up exceptionally well. I think Bitcoin bulls should be inspired by the performance, and it's set up to rally significantly if we get a period of stability in the broader equity markets. It's worth remembering the last time we had true economic chaos during the start of COVID, Bitcoin wicked down to $5,000 and even below that. Today, we're talking about $80,000. It's a different asset. It has a broader distribution of institutional ownership. And again, I think what it's telling you is once this market volatility stabilizes, we're going to see it return to new all-time highs and then beyond. It's really a display of strength from my
I
perspective.
want to jump off of the spot Bitcoin market and talk about options market, because in the middle of all this, at the start of April, you launched a covered call strategy over at Bitwise. How does this work and what's the adoption been like?
Yeah, we're really pleased by the reception we've had for these strategies. They write covered calls on leading crypto equities like MicroStrategy or Marathon or Coinbase. The idea is that the defining feature of crypto, one of its defining features is volatility. And how do you translate volatility into an asset? Well, you write calls against volatile positions and you can generate really substantial income. So we've seen strong trading, particularly in the MicroStrategy product I missed. I think it's going to have a broad reception from investors who want to have exposure to crypto, but also generate significant yields and significant income over time.
What role does cryptocurrency play in a world where these currencies across the world are becoming more volatile?
I love that question. I think the answer to who wins in this currency war is Bitcoin, right? When I watched all the tariff confusion play out and what will Trump do and what will China do and how many bilateral deals will we negotiate, the thing that's clearest to me from all that is that we should expect the US dollar to move lower, that we're moving from a world of the US dollar being the sole reserve currency to a world with potentially multiple reserve currencies. Bitcoin benefits when fiat currencies go lower. Bitcoin benefits when there's new space for reserve assets. I think it's the cleanest investment response to the chaos and confusion we're seeing from this tariffs, specifically because it's the hedge against fiat currency debasement. And I think we're setting up for that in the US, in China, in Europe, and around the world.
And that takes us to Truth 13. Bitcoin is legitimate. A short phrase, a powerful phrase. It wasn't legitimate 4 months ago. A year ago, if you try to remember where you were and what you were thinking in March of 2020, when the entire crypto industry was under massive onslaught, everybody's getting sued, right? And the most likely future was everything gets ground into the dirt. We have completely come 180 degrees. This is the most powerful person in the world sitting in the most sacred place, the Oval Office, flanked by 2 cabinet members telling you Bitcoin is digital gold, a store of value, a commodity. Not just a commodity. You know, if the U.S. seized 10,000 securities, all your artwork, all your houses, your planes, your trains, your automobiles, every currency, you know, everything of value, your diamonds, your gold brooches, your silver, they'd sell it, right? The only thing the United States does not sell is its national parks, its nuclear stockpiles, and its Bitcoin. Now, that's a shockwave that will be heard around the world. That just happened, literally days ago. It's going to take a while for that to ripple through the entire federal government. Then it will ripple through the state governments. Then it will ripple through the banking system, the insurance system, the credit rating agencies. Then it will ripple to all the banks in Mexico and El Salvador and Argentina and then Europe. It's rippling through the banks in Hong Kong and China and Japan and Abu Dhabi and Europe. How long will it take? Well, how long does it take for a profound good idea to move its way through layers and layers of bureaucracy? It'll take a while, but the innovators will actually grab this, and those that need the money, that want the money, will reach for and embrace the money, and they will be enriched by it, and there will be others that will resist it. But that entire shockwave, right, that explosion in legitimacy, that happened just a few weeks ago, happened on a Thursday night in the White House. And that's profound. We are legitimate. And as I've said before, If Bitcoin's not going to zero, it's going to 1 million, right? It's either nothing or it's something. And if it's something, then it's going up.
And there you have it, another episode of MSTR Today. And right now you're looking at the strategy.com website. And again, if you haven't checked this website out, give it a check, give it a look. It's a pretty cool place. It's going to be so valuable for when TradFi finally figures things out and needs to do a little bit of research to jump on this bandwagon months and months and maybe even years in the future. They're gonna come across this and it's going to be unbelievably valuable to them. Right now, I just have the history tab pulled up. It just shows every purchase of Bitcoin over the past 4.5 years. And you can just see how there's some big gaps back in the bear market because, volatility was low. It was hard to acquire Bitcoin at that stage. Michael Saylor still managed to do it, but it was hard. And then as you can see, things just really pick up as the price picks up, as a lot of things are starting to come together at the end of 2024, early 2025. And at this point, we both know Michael Saylor and the strategy team, they will never stop. It is absolutely inevitable, the path that we are on, inevitable with a Bitcoin B, because like Michael Saylor says, there is no second best.
What's the second best? There is no second best.